Steaks, chops, burgers, and more. If it's made of meat, it's something Phantom wants to eat. And these are 8 of the greatest places for carnivores to cure their cravings. Kicking off the Grade 8 is Tuckaway Tavern. Located in Raymond, New Hampshire, the Tuckaway Tavern and Butchery isn't just a restaurant, it's more like a destination for meat lovers from all over. In addition to a casual 200-seat restaurant, the Tuckaway is also home to a country store with antiques and craft beers and an enormous butcher shop offering more meat than you can imagine, from burgers to 24 styles of sausage and, of course, plenty of steak tips.
Steak tips are absolutely the best I've ever eaten in my life, and everybody that eats them will say that. They melt in your mouth, the flavor is great. It's a unique recipe that we have, and it's just the best you can get.
Set among the glitz and glamour of the beautiful billion-dollar Encore Boston Harbor in Everett, Fratelli is a sexy high-end restaurant you'll want to hit after having some fun at the casino. Here they serve authentic Italian with handmade pastas and ocean-fresh seafood. And for carnivores, there are amazing meatballs made with certified Angus ground beef and fresh imported ricotta, plus high-end steaks like this tender, juicy, dry-aged prime sirloin.
It is as good as any of the high-end steakhouses in the world. You can get it sliced for you, or you can slice the table side. It's something to dream of.
Dom's Sausage Company in Malden is a local meat-loving institution where you can get house-made sausages in a variety of flavors and absolutely legendary steak tips to take home and grill on your own, or stuffed into a sub with melted American cheese to eat on site. The key to these award-winning tips? A top-secret house marinade that makes these hand-cut beauties ultra-tender and incredibly addictive.
The flavor is very unique. It's a sweet flavor, but it has like hints of caramel and a smokiness to it as well, and when people have it, they just never had anything like it before.
Located 50 miles northwest of Boston in the quaint town of Shirley, Mass., the Bull Run is a 200-year-old restaurant with a charming interior, rich history, and a menu lined with tasty treats made for true meat lovers. There are starters like tender Bull Run prime minis, a trio of sliders topped with their shaved prime rib. Or for something to truly test your meat-eating prowess, there's the enormous oven-roasted prime rib, cooked to perfection and served with au jus, a baked potato, a homemade New England-style popover, and seasonal vegetables. Located in Dover, New Hampshire, Earl Steak Sandwiches is an elevated automotive-themed sandwich shop serving tasty handhelds with everything from overstuffed Reubens to a deep-fried hot dog smothered in tomato bacon jam. But it's the steak sandwiches that are a true must-try at Earl's, with over a dozen options to choose from. There's the Murder Steak, topped with Earl's signature Murder Hornet sauce, a mixture of honey, soy, and sriracha, along with pepper jack cheese, onion, fries, and bacon. And the Italian cheesesteak mashup known as the Fat Tony. And for a more traditional take on a Philly cheesesteak, try the Balboa, a flavorful sandwich that's a true knockout.
We have customers that come in here from Philly, and they want to know if we're the real deal. It has sauteed onions and cheese whiz. The roll has to be just right to hold up to all the moisture that's in a steak like that. It's salty, and the steak's nice and tender, and the onions are real sweet. And the people from Philly that come in, they all come back regularly.
The Brun Wind in Union Square, Somerville is a great place for lots and lots of hearty German fare. There's handmade, crusty, salty Bavarian pretzels, crispy pork schnitzel over their signature sauerkraut, and traditional Spätzle noodles. But if you want to go big, go for the Königsteller, or King's Platter, fully loaded up with sausage, pulled pork, and a beer-braised pork shank.
It's crispy on the outside. The meat falls off the bone, kind of a combination of a very large bone connected to a smaller bone, and there's meat wrapped all the way around it. And I'm doing this because it's really as big as my hands here.
Since 1975, the Newbridge Cafe in Chelsea has been a meat eater's institution known for their signature steak tips served in a casual atmosphere full of colorful characters. Each one of their tender tips is marinated to order, skewered, and fired up to perfection on the grill.
We cook on a skewer, where each individual piece of steak is skewered on, and they're put on the grill, they're separated, they're rotated. The name of the game is rotation, 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 separate, and cook the way people want to eat.
The Beef Barn in North Smithfield, Rhode Island, and Bellingham, Mass. is a roast beef palace built into the shape of a barn, where there is a slicer set on high at all times. For decades, this spot has been serving the juiciest, most affordable roast beef sandwiches around, served on a griddled bun so it's soft and tender in the center and crunchy on the outside. And beyond their signature roast beef sandwiches, they have other offerings that will make a meat lover's mouth water, like their juicy steak sandwich, which goes way above and beyond your typical steak and cheese sub. These babies are made with ribeye, and if you want to upgrade, they will even make one with insanely delicious tenderloin. They're the 8 greatest places for meat lovers. Only the best make it to the Great 8.